So, my darlings, who is here? Let's just get cracking. Let's get started. I feel like I've just got to let it go. I've got to let YouTube go. It's just not happening for me. I've been looking forward to this all day. I'm going to stay on for as long as my two boys are quiet. Right, I'm going to hold that prayer that your boys are quiet so you can stay on. Oh my god. Right, so this is actually going to be a really beautiful session because a lot has been coming through for me today, and obviously it's my live event on Saturday. So what happens before a live event, right, that week before, I am just like completely, I will keep an eye on the chat box as well, I'm just completely not accessible. I'm in my own energy. I literally live in nature. Like, I don't even care about the weather. I'm like, I need to be in nature. I detach from everything and everyone, all my one-to-ones, my membership, like everything, and I'm just in. I start a 3-day fast, so I will begin that on Thursday. So when this came up for me to hold an inner child session the week of my event, I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Oh, everyone's joining now, thank the Lord. What am I like? YouTube's still not working. Damn. Yeah, so I felt a lot of resistance. And I was like, I don't think this is right. I think I'm meant to do it the week after. So I sat with it and I meditated on it, and I was like, no, this is the week that you're supposed to do it because you're wide open. And things have been coming up for me in my own personal life. And then my clients are going through very similar things. And if you've done the last live, oh no, that was in my membership, sorry. I'm doing that many lives. I'm doing lives like 3 times a week right now. Like, who am I? But when we was doing my membership live, I was focusing on the mother wound because that's what was coming up for me. And then the girls in the membership reached out to me afterwards and said about the father wound coming up, and one of my one-to-ones had a massive breakthrough around her dad. So that came through. So I was like, right, okay. So yeah, it just feels very much so in alignment to just hold this session. It's not going to be is like a deep session of like connecting to your inner child and then having a big release and a breakthrough. I really want you to gain awareness around what the work is and what the work isn't. And I want to teach you a practice that I do every single day. I teach it to all my one-to-ones. I'll be doing a session in depth around it on Saturday at my live event. But this practice alone will literally change so much for you, and I'm not joking. And it's so easy, and you can just do it yourself. You don't need an altar, you don't need your sage, you don't need a guru, you don't need a Reiki master, you don't need all of this stuff. You just need you and your awareness and your presence and your commitment to wanting to do this work. So I feel like I've called this like an inner child connection, but what I am going to be going into is the shadow side of the inner child work, which everyone seems to think that we just skip, and inner child work is just so beautiful, and we get to go back to our inner child, and we get to go ice skating, and we can go to the park. And does my inner child want marshmallows on a hot chocolate? Yeah, she felt like that today. Like, yeah, that's all amazing, but alongside that needs to come the work. Like, we need to be doing the work. Like, we need to be allowing her to guide us. And that's what tonight's session is about. Like, she's got a message, so are you open to receiving? So yeah, I'm just trusting in that. So, just a real quick one for everybody who has joined. Where are you at with inner child work? Has anybody ever done inner child work before? Do you even know what it is? Like, because I'm going to get all different people here. So just let me know in the chat box, like, do you know what inner child work even is? Because I can explain that as well, why I'm here. Yeah, that's still not working. Courtney, stop it. I'm basically complicated daughter. I know, I feel you, sister. I feel you. That is what it feels like though, isn't it? When you're doing inner child work, you actually, that is what it should feel like. Like you're just consistently connecting with you. And you literally feel like you're just a mum again, and that is what we are. Like, I just nearly burnt my hand on that candle, fuck. We are just reparenting ourselves. I say it all the time. Like, with inner child connection, every time those needs come up and every time her voice wants to be heard and her heart wants to be felt and a sadness and a pain and whatever is going on, you literally play mum to you. You literally speak to yourself how your mum never spoke to you and you never received that level of love. Like, you are the one to give it to you. But how do you give yourself the love that you are yearning for when you're not getting to know yourself? You're not spending time with yourself. You're so disconnected from your heart space, from the feminine. How are you supposed to meet your own needs? And we don't know how to. So then what do? Well, we go and find the man. We go and find the next man and he'll meet me needs and he'll make me happy and he'll show up for me and he'll give me this life that I yearn for. Well, she doesn't want the man. She doesn't want no man. She doesn't want the mum. She doesn't want the dad. She doesn't want the person who hurts her. She doesn't want anyone but you. You are the one that she needs and wants. And that's why with the inner child work, you're not going that way, you're coming this way. But before we get to be in that loving, sacred relationship with ourselves, we need to unmask. We need to get really honest, and that takes so much courage, because how much courage does it take to stand in a mirror and look at yourself and be with yourself and even spend time with yourself when you don't even like yourself? You don't like what you see in the mirror. You don't like who you are. You feel anxious. You don't like being alone. You're one of them who's like always, whenever the kids are at the dad's or you've got a spare time or you've got things going on, you're always filling the gaps. Whether it's going out with your friends, whether it's on dating sites, whether it's texting that ex, inviting that man round, going out with the girls, we're always doing, because that is so much safer than being with you. And that's just because you're not used to it. That's all that is. It's not that you can't do it. It's because you've never done it. And that's what tonight is about. I want you to just rewrite that story. It's not going to be massive, deep things that I'm going to be saying that you need to do. That it's so simple. The shit that I started doing on my inner child journey was so simple, but it was the consistency of it. So I've just started this amazing path with you and want to delve deeper. I can't wait to see you on Saturday. I think I might cry. I've done a couple of meditations and gone back. It's beautiful and painful at the same time. Yeah, definitely is. I include her in everything. I ask the boys what they want for tea and I ask her as well. I love this. Like, this is the life that we want to live though, isn't it? Like, who wants to be an adult? Who wants to live under pressure and be boring and everything's just mundane and everything's just like figured out and you're constantly living in the known and the comfort zone and you know your next move and you know your next step, and 9 to 5 I do this and then I have a bath at this time and then I have my tea at this time and then I go here and I go, and there's no room for nothing. There's no room for fun. There's no room for play. And that's where the disconnect is. That's why the main part of doing the inner child work really is creating the space and time to get to know yourself, whatever that looks like for you. And when you dedicate yourself to this journey, you'll never look back. You will never ever stop with this work. Like, these are my membership girls who are commenting here and they are like on it. Every person who works with me, the first place I take you is to your inner child. That's who I get to know when I meet you, when I work with you, when I hold space for you. If you're at my event, if you're on a live, if you're just a random person on a Facebook live or on YouTube live, whatever. My YouTube live is working now as well, by the way. But that's the first place that I take you. And like, get to know that little girl, and I want to get to know her as well, because she's underneath all of the masks and all of the stories and all of the insecurities and all of the I'm this and I'm that, I'm a businesswoman and I'm so independent, I don't need no man, I've got this all together. And then the innocent, joyful little girl inside of you, when I see a little glimpse of her, I'm like, I'm in. And then that's when you can be vulnerable and you can open up and you just let me in. So like, when I do my live events, I give myself around a 3-minute, like no longer than 3 minutes, around a 3-minute window to crack every woman in that room. So as soon as I get on that stage, and these women, don't forget, right, and I know a few of you have been to my live events, so you can fucking resonate with the pressure and the in the room. Every woman is sat there and they don't want to be there. They're sat there thinking, oh my God, this was a bad idea. Why am I here? And the energy is so high. But you're rooted in your soul with a knowing, like, I need to be here. It's not a want. I don't want to be here. And that's fine. Like, I'm fine with you not wanting to be there. I know that you need to be there. So they're in this, like, dance between themselves and between the need and the want. And when I come out, and I then, obviously a lot of people have never been in my energy before, I'm very known off a screen. So then to be in my energy in real life, it can be quite overwhelming for them, and I need to crack that in a very small window. I need to be able to get myself off the pedestal that they've put me on. So they come to my events, and I feel it, this is all energetically, and they think, like, I'm the healer, I'm this, I'm that, and then I need to be on their level in order for their inner child to be like, I'm going to let her in. And that's what the whole event is about, your inner child letting me in. And don't get me wrong, there's women who don't. There's women who do not, like, that guard is up, and I just can't. And I never force my way in. I never ever go against free will. Like, if I'm told to not touch you or not be with you or to just leave you, I listen. I don't force it. I don't think that I know better. I'm just going to trust in that. And then what will happen afterwards is they'll message me and they'll tell me this and that, and then they got home and then they had the breakthrough, and yeah, but it's just all about your inner child, and that's what I swear by when you're doing the work. If you want to start anywhere, this is for anyone who's not on your journey. I know a few of you have said that you've never done the work before and you're new to the journey. If I was to start anywhere, and this is speaking from my own wisdom because it was my journey, I'd start with her. I'd start with your inner child, of getting to know yourself, of getting to know, like, why you feel the way that you feel, why you are the way that you are. Like, that's the question that I just spent so much of my journey fixating on. I feel like I still do to this day. Like, why am I the way that I am? Why do I think that way? When things happen, I just question it. I'm like, why has that just triggered me? Why has that just made me feel insecure? Why is him doing that just made me feel this way? Why is me mum making that comment just made me feel like that? Why have I just gone inwards? What's that feeling inside of me tummy? What am I trying to tell myself? And it's always you speaking to you, giving yourself messages, showing yourself where the work is. But what we want to do and what we're conditioned to do and what all we know to do is, because we're taught it from a little girl, is when you feel that uncomfortable feeling, or you feel the trigger, or you don't want to be there, or something's happening, then you avoid, you run, you numb out, you do whatever you need to do in order not to feel that. As an adult, what does it look like? A glass of wine, going back to the ex with all the red flags, smoking, that vape in your hand right now, coffee, stimulants, drugs, like anything in order not to feel what we need to feel. And that's the technique that I want to teach us tonight. A really, like, simple, quick, easy, life-changing formula that I've embodied for the last, like, I don't even know how many years, because I learned it really early on in my journey. But as time has gone on and I've gone deeper with the work, I've gone deeper with the practice, and that's what the work does. Like, everything, you'll just keep hitting new depths. It's like I've explained it before with the video game. So you go to the next level in the video game and you're on that level and you don't know anything and you don't know anyone and you don't know who that is and you don't know who that is, and do we go left, do we go right, what's right or wrong? Because on the last level I knew what I was doing, but that's why you couldn't stay on that level. It's time to level up. But on this new level, it's all in the unknown, so you're just finding your feet with everything, and then you do, and you figure it out and you learn new tools and you meet new people and then you've got new practices, and then the next minute it's time to level up again and then you're on the next level, and that is literally how the work works. And sometimes you can lose your head. My one-to-one clients do it all the time and think that you're going backwards, but you're not. You're never, ever, ever going backwards. It just feels that way when you're in it. Is my camera on? I've just threw my vape. I knew you'd have a vape. This is what I mean with you. How funny. No, I can't see you, don't worry. So, inner child work. Firstly, right, what I want to say to you is... Oh, my YouTube's just froze. What I want you to understand, right, this might trigger you, but it's okay. It's okay. When I first started this work, the game changer for me, and what I want you to feel into as it's coming through for me, is I decided, right, on my journey when I wanted to do this work, when I made the decision, because it's a decision, you can choose this, I want to heal. I'm not happy with the way that I am. I'm not happy with the life that I live, with the money that I earn, with the job that I do, the way that I parent my son, these men that I'm aligning with, the way that I feel so insecure and I'm constantly wanting to get surgery and change my appearance, and like I'm always losing myself in other people. I don't know who I am. I made the decision that I want to find that out. That was what it was for me. So that meant that I really disconnected from everything that wasn't that. So on my journey, I've never been someone who's like dipped me toes into everything. I've been very, very focused, and I've always felt like very centered in what I've done. I've always known that I've wanted to be a motivational speaker. I've always known that. I've always envisioned myself on big stages. I'm a talker. You all know I am. I love talking. I don't do well with like reading off pieces of paper. I don't do well with PowerPoints or slideshows. I am somebody who works really well. Give me a microphone, don't put pressure on me, and just let me go. That is how I work. So I always had that vision. And when things were happening in my life, I always knew that this is going to be a part of my story. I always knew that. So I stayed aligned with that. So I didn't want to know all of the other things. Like, I sent an email out today, and I also written a post about like the work that I do. I'm not taking you to like other realms. I'm not trying to channel through your ascended masters and your archangels, and you go in here and you go in that, and oh, did you go on that dragon, and did you go on the spirit animal, and you're like, oh my god, I had this outer body experience, it was great. I'm not doing any of that. And that's because even though I'm not against all of that, like it is what it is in terms of what you're into, but I like the real work. I like being in my body. I like feeling it. I like getting to know myself. I don't want to go off. I want to be here. I want to be right here. And I want to consistently live my life in the question of, who am I? I'm constantly wanting to get to know myself. And something that really changed the game for me was, alongside that mindset, was, okay, I'm to blame for it all. I'm to blame for everything that has ever happened to me in my life. And I just want you to sit with that. And it's okay if that's just triggered the fucking life out of you. And if you come into my event on Saturday, you better get ready, because I go into all of this. Like, I go into it. Because in that moment of me taking the blame, taking the accountability, owning responsibility for why my life was the way that it was, I instantly took my power back. It was all in my hands then. I very quickly shifted from being the victim of my life. Oh, I've been in domestic violence. Oh my god, like my son's dad is so controlling. I had a baby at 18, he was 10 years older than me. All of the other stuff, I've got an eating disorder. I've lost my house, I've got depression, now I've got PTSD. The doctors are consistently trying to give me all this medication. that victim consciousness kept me there of, I'm not to blame, it's not my fault. It's not my fault because he was horrible to me, and that made me lose my job, and then that made me get depression, and then that gave me PTSD, and then I'm not a good mum now because I can't parent my son because my mental health's going to shit. So just feel into that frequency that I was in. I was a victim, and it kept me there. It kept me right there. And then it was, oh, poor Catherine. Everybody feels sorry for Catherine. Catherine's had it so hard. The moment that I decided that I'm going to take responsibility, I'm going to take accountability, I'm going to take ownership of my own life, I very quickly turned from the victim into creator. And it was a brand new frequency. And it, as you know, and I'm proof, like I don't even need to speak it, look at what I've done. That was the transition for me. It was life-changing. I went from victim to creator, not physically up here. I made the decision that I wasn't going to be a victim anymore. So that's when, I have no idea why my dog's barking. He does it on every live. You know what I was thinking the other day? Every live, I've got a conditioning mask in my head, and my dog goes mad. He doesn't even bark. It's just when I do lives. Oh, it's like a little theme now. Might be good luck though. But anyway, so I then, once I decided that I wanted to take accountability and responsibility for my life, I then just went down this path, and I wanted to know it all. I wanted to know it all, and something that really set me free. And I believe if you receive me, and I know that there's some of you who haven't done the work, you have never come across me before, you haven't got a clue what I'm talking about, this might not land for you, and I want you to know that that's okay. Don't force it. Don't try and like make it into anything. Just leave it up there, because this shit never used to land for me. I didn't understand any of it. It can take time, but just be open to it. That's all I'm asking. So before you came here, you literally chose a masculine and a feminine. You chose your mum and you chose your dad. You chose your siblings. You chose everyone in your family. You chose them. Your soul chose those to come down here to have this human experience with all of those people. You had your contracts. You signed every one of them. You signed all these soul contracts to say, right, you're going to come on my path to teach me this lesson. I'm going to sign to say that I'm up for it. Let's go. That's literally what's happened. So that ex that's coming up for you now, and you're fucking thinking, shut the fuck up, as if I would choose him. I'm not choosing a soul contract with him. Are you messing? Why would I choose him? You chose him. And you know, the more that he hurt you, and the more that he broke you down, and the more that he triggered you, and the more pain that he caused you, that was the best soul contract that you've ever signed your name on. Because there was lesson after lesson after lesson, which means what? Growth after growth after growth. Soul's evolution. You can't, if you're constantly having these nice relationships and no one's triggering it, and no one's doing anything, and you've got like a mum and dad who just keep the peace and everything, where's the growth? Where are you getting to know yourself? And think about it. Think about the hardest things that you've been through in your life, and you've come out the other side. How beneficial have they been to your journey? Like, you've got to really meet yourself. You've got to really birth a new version of yourself. And that's what happens every single time, because you chose it. But this is what happens though, when we're not in that frequency, which is like, how freeing is that? Think how freeing that was for me, to go from this victim who's like, oh, poor me, and this is happening and that's happening, I'm such a victim to my life, to go to, okay, I chose this. So give me the lessons, let's go inwards, let's figure this out. Let's find out why I did choose him. What's he teaching me? Why did I choose a mum who abandoned me? Why did I choose a dad who's an alcoholic and couldn't love me? Why did I choose this person, that person? I asked all of the questions, and every question was always brought back to, I want to know on a deeper level, the deepest level, who I am. And that was the journey inwards. and I really, really got to know myself. And the only thing that ever happened as I did, and I still do it now, when people come on my path now, I'm like, okay, I've chose them. And when they trigger me, I love it. I'm like, I've chose this person to trigger me, to show me my wounds, to show me when I'm still unhealed, where I'm still not claiming my own power. Because every person who makes us feel rejected, insecure, abandoned, unlovable, not enough, not chosen, well, they're just holding this beautiful mirror up to show you where you reject you, where you don't choose you, where you abandon you, where you easily betray yourself, abandon yourself, silence yourself, you're not there for yourself. That's all they're showing you. Because as I went on this journey and I started connecting back to the deeper parts of myself and getting to know those parts of me, the wounds was no longer wounds. Because the second that I stopped judging myself, I stopped fearing judgment from others. That played out massively in my business. Is Vic on here? I'm sure I've seen her name before. Yeah, there she is. Oh, I'm missing all the comments here. Sorry if anyone's message. I can only see 4 comments at a time. But Vic, right, so Vicky there in the comments, she literally messaged me this morning, didn't you, when I was in the park. I sat on the bench watching the ducks and I was voice noting her. And she was saying about judgment. I'll just bring it up because it's coming up for me now. But she was saying about the fear of judgment and going on lives and showing up for a business and doing Instagram lives and Facebook lives and just literally doing what I'm doing. When I was in a frequency of consistently judging myself, being mean to myself, speaking down to myself, not being kind to myself, picking myself apart, constantly wanting to change the outside to be more like them and always comparing myself, I was never grounded and rooted in who I was. And it was always a disconnect with your body. That's always what it is. You're disconnected from the feminine. That's why your energy's all over the place and you lose yourself in them. But then when you're with them, you lose yourself in them. Do you know them people who like walk in a room and they just keep changing, they're like a chameleon? That's just because they're not in the body. And that was me. And when I began to heal that wound and connect back and create a deeper connection to me, where was the first place that spilled out? My business, on stage, getting on lives, helping women with my gift. Because I got out of my own way and I stopped judging me. So then the fear of judgment just went. It's the same with like the abandonment wound. So my mum left when I was 12. So then it's like what I said before. Why did I choose a mum to abandon me? So that I would learn the lesson to not abandon myself. So how do I learn that lesson? I choose men who abandon me. Because it's just a cycle. And your inner child wants what feels familiar. So every man that I would then align myself with, this abandonment wound would just be activated and activated and activated. So it was always like the push-pull dynamic. It was always the runner and the chaser. Every relationship was just the same pattern, obviously. Because, hello, I was the same wound. I was the same girl. If the wounds don't heal, the patterns remain. Yeah, the man might change, but your wounds haven't changed. So you're just going to attract the same. You attract from your wounds. So every man was just showing me, here's your wound, here's your wound, here's your wound. And what was I doing? I'm not looking at that wound. Right, this relationship isn't for me. It's not what I want. It's not aligned with me. Nah. Finish that, on to the next. And that's what we do, isn't it? Because whoever says you really need to go into solitude here, you really need to find your inner child, you really need to heal your shit, who says that? No one. No one's asked about that. Everyone's like, you just need to go and find a man and be happy. He wasn't your person. He wasn't the right one for you. You need a man who makes you happy. Instead of taking the gold from the man that he left you with, which is all of the lessons that is showing you who you are, the real you. And that's what we don't like. That's what relationships show us, the real us. And that can be terrifying, as you know. So then, my last relationship, which was coming up 3 years ago, which is mad that was 3 years ago, he activated that abandonment wound. He was my first conscious relationship. he activated the abandonment wound like no other man ever had, which was, I was on holiday with my son. He sent me a message saying that he was done, he wasn't happy, he'd had enough, like the relationship had done. Blocked, deleted, ghosted, never heard from him again. That was it. So how do you heal an abandonment wound? You call that shit in. And I was ready for that. I was ready for that level of work, and I was like, okay, here is my work. So then I had to go on a journey of healing the abandonment wound that this man so kindly showed me, and then I went and done the work. And now I don't have that fear of abandonment. But why? Is it because the next man's not going to abandon me? No, I don't know that. I don't know who God's going to send in. I could meet my husband tomorrow and then we go to the altar and he abandons me. That could be what I've chose. That could be the contract that I've signed. I don't know that. I don't need to know that. I trust in that. But it's because I don't abandon me. That's the lesson. That's the gift. I stopped abandoning myself. I stopped holding myself back. I stopped people pleasing. I stopped silencing myself. I stopped being this version of myself that these men wanted me to be. And it's not even about men, because I've done it with everyone. The abandonment wound it'll spill into every dynamic. So I do it with everyone. I'd consistently abandon myself in the moment. And abandonment doesn't mean like allowing someone to, like, I don't know, like do something to you or something. It's like when you've got something to say that's on your heart space, you don't say it because you're scared that they won't receive it, or you might upset them, or you might trigger them. That's you self-abandoning. You're not speaking up for yourself. You're not standing by yourself. You're not owning your truth through fear of them. So yeah, you're meeting their needs and you're being what they need you to be, but who's meeting your needs? Who's being there for you? That's where the inner child comes in. Because every time that we do that, it's our inner child who feels it deeply. Oh, there she goes again. Abandoning me again. And then listen to what happens. Listen to where the cycle comes in. I'm going to read the comments in a minute as well. I'll need to read them now because I can. This is me. This is amazing to listen to. Oh, I love that it's landing for you. I've just ran away from my 8-year relationship, triggered massively. I love that. Kylie, I've seen you in my DMs. I think you want to come to my event on Saturday. Maybe this is your sign, sister. For me in both my relationships, it's always been jealousy. Yeah, fucking jealousy. Yeah. But see, this is what happens, right? I read the comments, then I get excited, and then I'll lose my train of thought. Oh yeah, so this is what we do, girls, right? This is what we do. I've got endless clients that I could literally ring up right now and be like, I'm a lying, back me up, because they all do it. And I used to do it. And that's how I know the energy, and I can spot it straight away, because I'm like, there's that energy again. I know it too well now. But this is what we do, right? So we have the man, yeah, and he triggers the wound. And then we go off and we do the work and we do the healing and we find ourselves, and we might go celibate, and we get this beautiful relationship with ourselves, and we're so happy, and we're like, oh, I'm doing the work, like blah, blah, blah. And then God sends the next man in. So the next soul contract's ready then to be activated. So then he comes in. Then the work changes completely. It's very different doing the work when you're single in comparison to a relationship. It's the other end of the scale, and I'm not being dramatic. It really is. The difference in my one-to-one clients to the ones that are single and the ones that are in a relationship is like, in a relationship you're on a fast track because there's someone constantly there showing you where you can't run. When you're single, you can run. You can, because no one's there to call you out and to show you your wounds. No one's your mirror. So then what happens is we get into this relationship with this man, and then we just go back into our old ways, and we start people pleasing, and we start losing us in them, and then we start listening to the music that they like to listen to. We start going to the places that they like to go to. We then start to watch the movies that they like to watch. Because we don't want to be too much. I want to be the good girlfriend. I want to be, and it's that people pleaser energy. It gives me the ick. Oh, it gives me the ick. because it was me. So then you then lose you in them, doing all the things that they want and being who they want, who you think that they want you to be, you then become. Because you just want to be seen as the good girlfriend, the easy girlfriend. We all want to be just the easy girlfriend. So then what's going on behind the scenes? So let's say that you've just done a year of celibacy, a year of solitude, a year of inner work. It doesn't even have to be a year, it can be a fucking month. It doesn't matter. Time's an illusion. You've just spent that time with you and you've gone back to your inner child. And you've got your inner child picture. Where's mine? Oh, I don't know. I normally have it up here. You've got your inner child picture and you're like, oh, I'm so glad that I've connected back and I've healed myself and I love myself so much. And your inner child's like, you're connecting to your inner child, blah, blah. And then your inner child is like, oh, you was just waiting for another man. You've just gone back into your old ways. So that, all that healing, all that self-love, everything, inner child connection, this is me doing the work, it was all bullshit. And the answer is yeah. So she doesn't trust that and she doesn't trust you because she's just waiting. She's like, hang on a minute, you're saying that you're doing the work, but I don't feel that you're doing the work. Because what I feel is that when you are single, you might be doing the work and showing up, but then as soon as the man comes in, I'm gone. I'm nowhere to be seen. I'm back on the back burner. I'm abandoned. I'm rejected. I'm betrayed. I'm silenced. All of the things. And then that is the cycle. And that's where we fall into this toxic cycle of believing that we're doing the work. But we're not. That's the power of the inner child work. Because she will show you. She will show you where you are lying, where you are making shit up, where you are betraying yourself, where you're not willing to look, where you're trying to avoid, where you're seeking love out there. Your inner child will show you, and you will create a story of, I can't connect. I just can't do inner child work. It's so hard. And again, it's just a story. It's just because you're not willing to fully go there. I find myself in situationships rather than relationships. Yes, you know it. Absolutely brilliant. I'm getting triggered. Oh my God, I've literally abandoned myself. The last 3 years, I've just realised I've stopped doing everything I love for what he wants. Yeah, I've done it for 8 years, for fuck's sake. So, Emma, I find myself in situationships rather than relationships. So that is absolutely incredible awareness. So this is about doing the work around that. Go deeper with it. Don't just have that as your identity. I just attract men who just want situationships instead of relationships. That's not your story. That's something that you've created. So go into it, because there'll be a wound lingering there. I'm someone who never finds myself in situationships. I'm the one who finds myself in the relationship, which happened where it's like impulsive, where you're just in, instead of getting to know that person. Do you understand what I mean? So I had to go in and do the work around that. So once you change your mindset from victim to creator, what were real life next steps that the creator done? Was it lives, meditation, something else? So then, when I became the creator of my life, everything was my fault then. And I took radical responsibility, and I just went in. I just asked for depth. I wanted to know everything. And then it was building the connection to me that then spilled into the outside world. So this is what I say with the work. It's the inner work that then changes your outer world. So you're standing, a lot of us doing the work are standing in the mirror waiting for the reflection in the mirror to just change. Like, I'm just going to stand there and it's going to change. Where you need to be doing the inner work and changing on the inside, and then the byproduct is everything that's meant for you, everything that's in alignment with you. And you figure out, once you start connecting back to you and you go and you're deepening your connection to you, you figure out where the wounds are hiding. Because that's all that's happening. You're just hiding from yourself. But here's what I need you to remember, and this is how you will never ever heal. and the fastest way to heal. You cannot come at it ever. I believe this so deeply. You cannot come at it from a space of feeling judgment and criticism and calling yourself out and being mean to yourself. You can't. Because at the end of the day, these wounds, these shadow parts of yourself, is just you protecting you. It's all love. It's all that it is. And when you get that energy of the judgment and the you're not good enough and you're this and you're that and everyone's just going to abandon you and you're unlovable and all of these insecurities and these fears, when you take that energy and you just bring it to love and be like, I just fucking love you, all parts of you. I love all of your insecurities. I love all of your fears. I love all of the choices that you've made, and yeah, you might have ended up with like shitty men and you got yourself in these situations, and you know, you might have been in Weatherspoons with your son at 10 o'clock at night drinking while he's fast asleep in his pram. I still fucking love you. I love you. Because that was you surviving. That was you doing the best that you could. I'm talking to me, by the way. I'm not talking to Louise saying she went Weatherspoons at 10 o'clock at night. That was me. And I had to go back to those versions of me who'd done those things and lived that life and be like, I love you and I accept you. And I don't look down at you and I don't judge you, because you was doing what you needed to do to survive and you didn't know any better and you was doing your best with what you had at that time in your life. It's the difference between the creator and the victim. Stop treating yourself like a victim. Oh, it's so sad. No, you just had to do what you had to do. And you had to live that life and you learned the lessons and you grew. And you connected deeper to you. And then you got this beautiful gift that you couldn't ever have got, which is compassion. And now you don't judge others for what they're going through. And you see it from a different light. And you're able to reflect to them their light when they're deep in the darkness, because you know how that feels. You know exactly how that feels. You was there. So then you recognise that in others. That's a gift. It's a gift, and that's got to be earned. You don't get given that. You don't go to university and get that. You don't do a Reiki course and get that. You don't become a guru or a yoga teacher or whatever. You experience it, you live it, you go to the darkness and you know it. And that's the thing with the work, like what happened to you, whoever you are who's resonating with this message, none of it was your fault. It's not about saying like it was all your fault, but it's your gift. It's the birth of your gift. And if you seek, you've got to be a seeker, you've got to look for it, and then you use it. And I believe that's your purpose of being here. You didn't go through it for nothing. God didn't just pick you out and give them a beautiful life and they get a lovely mum and dad and nobody drinks or takes drugs or anything like that, and they get a gorgeous childhood and they have an amazing childhood, and then he was like, not really into that, Catherine, I'm going to give you an alcoholic as a dad and your mum's going to abandon you and you're going to have this childhood and like that never happened. That's victim. Why me? Why did I have to get this deck of cards? Why's this got to happen to me? Don't let yourself be a victim. Be like, it happened to me because my purpose is within this. And the only job that you have is to figure out who you are. Go within. Go within and figure out who the fuck you are. Why did I go through what I went through? Why did I choose that man? Why did I choose those parents? Why did I choose those timelines? What was it all for? And just keep seeking and seeking and seeking and go deeper and deeper. And then when you get to that depth, go even deeper and just keep doing that. The only outcome is you get closer to you. And the magic in it is feeling so close to your inner child. I just missed that. Oh, Catherine, every time I listen to you, I cry. It's like you reach somewhere I can't and the emotion flows without me knowing why. Oh, I'm sending you such a big hug. Oh, darling. I'm actually doing a ceremony for myself to integrate her and all she done to survive before the identity changes into my higher one. I love that, Louise. Yeah, but it's just I think sometimes, right, and this is why I'm showing up the way that I am, and like I'm doing the things that I'm doing, because invite her to the group. I've just lost that. I've just lost the comment. I think it was Kylie. Tell her to come in this group and she can join the live. But my YouTube channel is, oh, I don't even know it. I think it's just my name. I don't even know it. I think it's just my name. I think it's just Catherine Worsley. But yeah, I think what it is for me, and I think this was why I wanted to do this live as well, girls, is I think we can really get lost in all of the spirituality and all of the woo-woo madness. Oh, and there's so much, and now we've got AI, and now we don't even know what's real, and we don't know who's real, and we don't even know if that's their voice or that's them on video, or is that their email, or like when they're sending emails out and it's just all copy and paste, and I'm like, whoa. And it's all I've done, actually. Never mind what I like, fuck what I like. It's what I've done, so it's what I know. I keep shit simple. I don't go off, and I've nothing against that, and you know, I have done plant medicine and stuff like that, but the real work is being here. It's not being all the way over there. It's not going and sitting with ayahuasca 30, 40 times. Not constantly on the mushrooms, and like, where you're trying to be, where you're trying to get to, there's nowhere to go. You need to be here. You need to go inwards, and that's what I say about, like, it can get addictive for a lot of people. And again, I go into this at my events. It can get addictive on wanting the next thing and the next thing, and you're constantly in the doing. So it's like, and it can get toxic with spirituality. So then it's the sound bath, and then the Reiki, and then you go into the cacao ceremony, and then you're doing a breathwork session, and then you're working with them, and then you're working with them. But where's the integration? Where's the embodiment? Where's the being? Where are you getting to know you? That's the real work. I've had the biggest releases, the biggest realizations, the biggest connections, everything. My biggest moments of being were just with me at my altar. That's it. And yeah, obviously I love all of the other stuff, but I don't use that as a way to go inwards. I just do it because I like it. I like a little sound healing, love a cacao ceremony, get me in the heart space, get me in the feminine, love, like, I've got like drums and sound balls and stuff in my meditation room, love all that shit. Love working with an energy healer, work with someone 2-3 sessions a month, absolutely love it. But my real work is with me. I don't need any of that. It's all a want, and I can take it or leave it. My real work is sitting with myself and being like, okay, I've just got really insecure. That's really triggered something in me. Maybe it's jealousy. Maybe it's like a fear and insecurity. I'm not like, right, I'm going to do Reiki. I need to bring me energy healer. I need to do... No. I take it to God. Before I take it to anyone or anything outside of me, I take it to God. I sit with myself. And I call it accessing the God within, because that's where the answers lie. So I'm like, okay, and I let myself, and this is what I want to teach us, actually. This is the practice that I want to teach us. Those mushrooms didn't work for me. I was traumatised. Amazing, that's it. I've never had a good mushroom ceremony. The mushrooms will give you what you need. Mushrooms are an amazing way. I use the I've not had mushrooms in, like, I feel like it's been a year now. But no, it's not been a year. It was last summer. I'd done a ceremony, actually, on my own in my meditation room. It was off me fucking barnet. Oh my God, it was terrible. It was really bad, you know. It was awful. I'd never do it again. But I needed it though. I got a big release from it. But I used the mushrooms when I felt like I wasn't allowing myself to fully go there. I used them for that. But alongside doing the work in my solitude. I swear by the work in your solitude. I always will. I will. No one can convince me otherwise. Like, there's nothing more powerful. And I love breath work. I've had big release. I love breath work. That's why I've done my practitioner course. But this is the thing though, I didn't do my practitioner course to be a practitioner. And I don't ever, like, anyone who's been to my events, I never say like I'm a breath work practitioner or anything like that. I done the course because I wanted to access those parts of me. That's why I done that. It was an inner child breath work course. But that's the only reason that I'd done it. I love breath work. And yeah, just stillness. That's where it's at. That's where the answers are at. The breath work will let you access deeper parts of yourself. So I am big on that. I have a really good breathwork session inside of my membership portal that I love. I actually done a live one for the girls. When was that? Last week. It was so good. It was actually so good. It was like a 2-hour session. But yeah, just before I go into this, I'm just checking on the comments. Before I just go into this, if anybody is interested in doing this inner work on a consistent basis, this is why I created my membership. Come and get involved, come and commit to the work. It's £33 a month. It literally works out at £8 a session. I go live every single Sunday. The live sessions, I'm not someone who just like pauses the recording or records and then just posts it at 7 o'clock. Like, I'm there on the screen in front of you. It's like I just love it. It's the best decision I ever made was creating a membership. I can't even explain how much joy it gives me. I just fucking love it. And I haven't really got any friends. That's the truth. Like, I'm waiting on my soul tribe to come in. So my girls in my membership, I know there's a few on here, but it feels like a friendship, and it's just because we're all into the same work, we're all on the same path. But it's nice to have a community, because this is the thing, when you're on this journey, this is coming through for a reason now. When you're on this journey, it can get really, really lonely, and you really struggle to connect to the people that you was once friends with. You struggle to be in the same rooms. You struggle to go to the same places that you used to go. You even struggle to be around your own brother and sister. It's been so hard the last 12 months. Like, I'm not going to go into it, but honestly, the last 12 months has been the hardest of my journey, because I really, like, I've gone on a different path, and it's never felt so lonely. I've always had my brother and sister to hold my hand, and this part of the journey I haven't. And what happened is, as I was transitioning away from that, then my membership started growing, and I started meeting these women, and just growing a community, and it doesn't feel as lonely, but it does get lonely on this journey. So if this is resonating, if you're somebody who does feel like you are alone and you're misunderstood, that's the feeling. You feel really misunderstood. But like I was saying to Vic before, let me read these messages. Hope, it's amazing. I love you, Hope. She's in the membership. It was powerful. Our mother wound. It was hard. Had the biggest release, literally. Oh, funny. Girls, honestly, best £33 you will spend. Sundays are amazing since joining. It sets you up for the week ahead. I can't even watch TV anymore. I'd rather have a date with myself. I love that. But yeah, I was saying to Vic before when I was in the park voice noting her. No, it wasn't even Vic, actually. It was Leanne. Is Leanne on here? She's in the membership. I was just in a moment this morning, sat on the bench. The sun was shining. Like, how nice is the sun? And I was watching all the swans and stuff. The dog was trying to get in the pond, get the swans. Oh my God. And I was sat on the bench messaging everyone. And what I was saying to Leanne was, and she won't mind me saying this, she's going through it a little bit at the minute with her partner, because her partner's just not on the journey, and he doesn't understand any of this work, and he's just saying to her, like, I feel like you're wasting your money, like, why are you doing this work? And what I said was, like, that's okay. Like, that's okay. Let people be who they are. Like, you don't need to get defensive. You don't need to start, you need to be on this journey. Don't explain yourself. Like, you're allowed to not be into this work. That's fine, but I am into this work. And I don't need you to understand why I'm into this work. But also, at the same time, I don't need to understand why you're not. You do you and I'll do me. And obviously it's deeper because it's a relationship and I'm not going to go into all of that. But something that I said was, what I felt was happening was the frustration was being misunderstood. But 1% of people do this inner work and commit to it and embody it. That's the part that's the missing key. 1% embody the work. So why are we trying to be understood by 99% of people who don't do the work? They're never going to understand us. That's why it feels so lonely and you feel so misunderstood, because nobody's ever going to be able to meet you where you're at, because they're never going to be where you're at because they're not doing the work. And once you let that go, the loneliness leaves and you trust and you're like, okay, this part of my path, it's a lot of solitude, it's a lot of isolation, there's a lot of letting go, there's a lot of the word no. I love the word no. Boundaries are high. I don't let anybody take energy from me. I actually done a session about this, didn't I, girls, in the membership, about treating your energy like money. Like who's putting money into the bank account and who's taking from it. Because energetically, I'm not around people who are swiping money out of my bank account. I'm constantly around people who are pouring into me, and then I'm pouring into them, and it's just a beautiful transaction which feels real. So then the loneliness transitions from trusting. Me people are coming in. Me soul tribe are going to find me. Me husband's going to find me. Everything's going to align. What's the rush? I'm an infinite being. There's nowhere to get to. This is the journey right now. I'm on it. And I trust. And I'd rather be on a path where it comes with a lot of solitude, and I'm saying no to that group chat, and I'm saying no to that friendship group, and I'm not going round my mum's house and I haven't got the family coming round all drinking and stuff. I'd rather be in that energy. I'd rather be in the solitude energy than doing all of that. And that's where the decision comes in. And then once you start building that connection to you and getting to know you, like, what do you like to do? Where do you like to go? What lights you up inside? Where do you like to eat? What things interest you? Like, then you bring the inner child in, and it's just, it's game over. Like, I don't know how I'll ever go back to having friends and like stuff again, because I just love being with myself. Then you're not lonely, you're just alone, loving your own company, loving being with you. That's when your people come in, because think of the frequency that you're vibrating at. It's a shift from, I don't need anyone, it's just all I want. Everything's a want. And that's what we should be here for. We should want it all. We deserve it all. The universe will give us it all, but not from a place of need, not from a place of lack. I struggle so much around the people that were part of my old identity. It's so hard, especially when I go to the gym. Yeah, I know. And the gym is like an old environment. Yeah, I done the exact same with the aesthetics and the beauty industry. So I was like trying to transition into like being more authentic and more real and more me, and bringing more play and more joy. And then when I was going back into the old environment, which was the salon, the students, the beauty industry, which is everything's just about appearance, it was like getting dragged back, like skull dragged by me head, until one day Spirit was like, enough, enough, enough. And then I had to say goodbye to that whole entire world, like not just the salon, the whole world that I created. Then I created a brand new one. Hardest lesson I learned over and over again, until I found my boundaries and the word no. I love the word no. It's my favourite word ever. Excited for you to do the practice you want to teach on this session. When you're on the right vibe, it brings you the right tribe. Exactly. And then I really sat with, when I was like, about a year ago, when I was like aligning myself with different women that didn't feel in alignment with me. good or bad. Like, I never see anything as good and bad. I just see it as neutral. Like, they're just not me people, and that's okay. And what I had to really ask and turn the mirror inwards again, always that mirror, because they're just showing you who you are. I'd put the mirror up and I'd be like, okay, she's showing me where I'm still not being authentic. She's showing me where I'm not being real. She's showing me where I'm still wearing a mask. And that's why those friendships was going in, because it's so true. Your real people can't find you when you're not being the real you. They can't. They haven't got access to that frequency. You're on different frequencies. So they're up here living authentically, and they're in the purpose, and they're just living in joy, and they're not bothered, they're not scared of going on camera, they're not hiding behind masks or performances. They're just living. And then you're here. Still, there's just still parts of you that just haven't caught up. There's still more work to do. It's not about judging yourself for where you are, but it's about understanding and knowing that you haven't met your people yet, because you're waiting for them to come in. And in the meantime, I'll just keep doing the work, and I'll stay in my own lane, and I'll keep getting to know me, and I'll keep creating this beautiful life where I get to fall in love with myself every single day. The highest frequency is authenticity. So the more that you're in love and just being authentically true to you, your people are gonna come in. It's universal law. It has to happen. It has to align, and it will. But it's not about waiting around for it. Like, when's it gonna happen? When's the man gonna come in? When am I gonna make new friends? Because then we start attracting what isn't meant for us. Right, so I'm gonna go into the practice, right, which is literally, I've taught this to me one-to-ones before, but this is gonna be about an hour session at my, I'm so excited for Saturday. And my events are usually like 3-4 hours long. No, like 3 hours. It's a 3-hour event normally, with the breath work, the meditation, blah blah. And when I was channeling through this event, firstly, the channel was like, you're playing small with this. Like, you're here for big audiences. You're not here to do little group stuff. So I was like, right, I'm going to get the stadium again. So I got that. And then I was like, I need to be teaching. I love teaching. It's who I am. It's in me. So yeah, I love doing all of the energy work and all of the breath work, but I love having a mic in my hand and teaching. So that's why it's a full day retreat, because I'm going through a lot of teachings, which I've never done at an event before. And I think this is the new thing now, where I'm going to be, if I'm doing events, I'm doing events. I'm going to do them proper. I want it to be a day thing, not just like 2 hours in a session with me and then you go home. So basically, right, I'm just checking send me the link for Saturday, please. I will put it in our chat, my darling. It's really weird. It's really weird. I want to train for me, but I just don't feel any alignment at all with the people in there, especially the PCs that I once got on with. And because I've changed, they kind of avoid me. So you've outgrown the environment, and now you're trying to force it, and that's why it feels uncomfortable. So when you're pulling up in your car and you're dreading going in, but you love training, no, you need to go a new gym. I joined a gym, right? I've always gone to the gym, as you know. And I stopped going last year in May. I just stopped going to the gym. I was like in a process, doing the work, blah, blah, blah. And the first thing that went was the gym. It was actually my energy healer that I was working with. And she was like, I was telling her how the gym makes me feel. And she was like, I just feel like you need to stop going and just come away from the gym environment. Like, as you're working on this masculine wound, which was coming up for me really deep, she was like, just don't be in a gym environment around masculines who were triggering it. So that's what happened, right? And then when I felt like I was ready to start going to the gym again, which wasn't until November, so from May till November I was out of the gym. I'd never done that before in my life. I've gone to the gym since I was like 18 after I had Keegan. And I joined this new gym, right? And I was going with my cousin, and he was helping me, and he was like training me because he's done like his personal training and stuff. And he was like, and I was loving it. I was absolutely loving it. And then in January, I pulled up at the gym, and as I walked in, my ex like me horrible, not me ex, me last one who's nice, me ex who's horrible, the one who went to jail, and I've got a restraining order on him. His best friend was stood there, and I walked in and I just got this feeling in my tummy, like, and I was like, oh, I felt sick. And obviously I knew that he wasn't there, but his friend was there, and that was enough to like, that feeling. So I done my session, because I was like, I went straight into the masculine mind of, I'm not allowing that to affect me. No. So I'd done my session, and then every time I went to the gym, I'd pull up and I'd get this feeling in my body, and I'd get this anxiety, and I'd be just on edge, consistently on edge. I even asked the gym, I can't even remember how I worded it, but I was like, is the CCTV outside this gym? Because I started thinking, what if he comes to the gym and smashes my car up, and no. And all that what was happening was, my body was just signalling to me, like, you've outgrown this environment, you don't need to go here anymore. And now I've joined a gym, which is near my house. It's just a little council gym, but it's just full of little old men, and they're so cute, and they always say hi to me, and old women, and then they've got a teen gym, so like kids my son's age go, and it's just a gorgeous environment. There's a girl that I met in there who's coming to my live event because we got talking in the toilets, giving me Instagram. She's watched all my stuff, and she was like, oh my god, I've booked onto your event, and I love it. So it was just the universe saying to me, like, it's time to move, but we don't listen. But that's what my body was signalling to me, like, you don't need to go to this gym. It was full of men. I liked going there because my cousin was helping me. It's nice, isn't it, to have someone who's training you? But I outgrew it. It was time to leave. So I did. And it was the best decision that I ever made, because, and this gym has got a pool and a sauna. So my son's started, did you see my status the other day about my son? Oh my god. So my son started using that pool, and it's just all aligned. And it's just, Fab, you are, like, we're finishing now. Fab's just joined and said, hello, I'm late. We're finishing now. But I'm going to put the recording on my YouTube, because my YouTube wasn't going live. But yeah, that was just a little message for you. Amanda, time to leave. The body knows. Follow the whisper and move. And you never know, you could join the new gym. You could meet your future husband, darling. I know that you're single now, so who knows? Or are you celibate? I hope you're celibate. Go on a celibate journey. Change your life. Right, anyway, back to this practice. Back to the practice. So, welcome, Fab. I'm just teaching this little practice, but at the event on Saturday, which you're coming to, I'm going to go into depth with it. So basically, right, this is what I want you to start doing. It's so easy. This is so easy. It's not a massive thing. So, I call this, I've actually taught it you. Fab's me one-to-one client, by the way. So I have already gone through this with you. So this is just catching yourself in real time. This is what I've called it. Just catching yourself in real time. And it's just steps. So step 1 is having awareness. So catching yourself in real time. So let's say that you're scrolling on Instagram, right? And your partner, who you're in a relationship with, no, let's say you've just met someone and they've liked a picture of a girl in a bikini, like, whatever, just make the story up. So you're scrolling on your Instagram, you lay in bed, and they've liked this picture of this girl, right? And you're fuming. You feel it in your body. Your whole nervous system gets literally dysregulated in the moment, instantly. You see the like, you see the picture, you see the boy's name, and you feel, right, so in that moment, you're going to want to protect yourself. You're going to want to protect the shadow that's making you feel that way. You're going to want to protect the wound of insecurity. How do you do that? Well, you just avoid. So you just come off your phone, or you just don't look at it, or you go and light the ciggy, you go and pour the glass of wine. You might be a bit of a nutter and message him, but we shouldn't really do that. It's a bit tapped. But you might do that. Instead of, step 1 is the awareness of how you're feeling. So just having the awareness. So how's it made you feel? In that moment, it's accepting. Now we're going into step 2. Step 2. Fab, I can't do these lives with you. She said, bloody right, throw the phone at their head. No, Fab, we are doing the work around this behaviour. So we're going to go, so step 1 is the awareness of the feeling, right? Step 2 is then having the acceptance, get curious. I get so curious, I'm like, oh, I feel insecure. That's just fucking triggered me. I'm fucking fuming right now. Get curious with it. I'm like, okay, what's this trying to tell me? Ask the questions. And this comes from sitting with yourself. So be serious though, like it's not actually a joke, because this could be like a really serious trigger for you. It's not actually a joke when it happens. So it's like, battery's going. Be present with it, breathe, and then ask, okay, what is this trying to tell me? What am I trying to show myself here? Why am I feeling this insecurity? Why is it making me cry? Why am I getting upset? So step 2 is the acceptance of it, getting curious with it. Step 3, the most important part, the part that will change your game when it comes to healing your shit, having patience with yourself, being present with yourself, not wanting to abandon shit, not wanting to be messaging him and making it all about him. Not wanting to point the finger and blame and you're this and you're that, you fucking cunt liking girls' pictures, no. That's not helping the wound. That's abandoning the inner child when she's asking to be met. It's not switching the phone off. It's not looking the other way. It's not pouring the glass of wine. It's none of those things. It's nothing outside of you. It's having the presence and the patience and sitting in it. Sitting in it. The most powerful thing that you can do. And then that's you meeting yourself in real time. I've got you. Okay, you feel insecure. He's just triggered you. Okay, what's happening? What's coming up for you? Where do you need to meet yourself in this? What are you asking of yourself? What do you need from me? Okay, I need to be met. I need to be felt. I need to be loved in this moment. Okay, what's going on for you? Well, that insecurity's just triggered me wound of being cheated on. I don't feel good enough. I feel like he likes her more than me. And now I'm comparing myself. And now I feel fat and I feel ugly. And now I'm going to put myself down and she's so pretty and look at her in a bikini but look at me and now I feel worthless. And then you're losing yourself in it. You stay in it. You don't leave. You stay in it. And you keep going and you're going and you're going. And this is how the shadow literally just comes to light from love. You start loving yourself, okay, well you're not fat, and you're not ugly, and she's not better than you, and this doesn't mean that you're not worthy, and this doesn't mean that you're unlovable, and these are just stories, and I'm here, and I've got you, and I'll stay in this with you. I won't abandon yourself. And this is the part, step 4, where we give ourselves permission. Now is the permission slip. I'm going to feel this. I'm going to stay in the heart. Don't let the mind come in. The mind hasn't got a fucking clue. The mind will take you everywhere, all over the place. The mind will take you back to when you were 6-year-old and that little boy in the playground kissed the other girl instead of kissing you. That's where the mind will take you. Stay in the heart space. You remember who you are. I've got you. I'm not abandoning you. You're safe to feel this. This is the permission slip now. Feel it. Feel it for what it is. Let the insecurity come. Let it all come up. Feel it. Breathe through it. Then you'll find that the tears will come. The emotion will come. You might want to start shaking. So powerful. I literally get up. When things like this happen, I will get up and I'll just start fucking shaking like mad. I love a drum. I've got a drum. So I love banging my drum. I love being at my altar and it's so spiritual. Like this is why your practices and rituals will really get that energy moving in your body. This is you now. So that what's that? Step 5 is, help me. Step 5 is creating the safety within. This is the game changer. The safety has to come within. He can't give you the safety. You want it from him. Why have you liked that picture? That's just made me feel upset. Why you like it? Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to click it. I was just scrolling and I just clicked it and then I ended up in her DMs and then I signed up to her OnlyFans and here we are, sister. You're not getting the safety from him. Fuck him. That's my opinion. But the safety has to come from within. This is you creating safety from within and then it can't be taken from you. So then you're sitting in it, you're feeling it, and then you're showing yourself love. And then you surrender to it. You literally surrender to the feeling. You're not holding on. You're not detaching. You're not allowing the story to dictate who you are. In that moment, what's happened is you forgot who you was. That's it. You forgot who you was, and then you remembered, oh shit, I am the shit, and she's nothing on me. And if he wants girls like that, then see you later. Get out of my way. Like, get off me path. Go away. And you return to you, and you stay with you, and you don't lose yourself in it, and you definitely don't start putting yourself down and start telling yourself a story of not being good enough and making yourself feel all these insecurities and these fears. No, that isn't your story. So then what happens when you create the safety within and you love yourself and you show yourself love and you surrender to yourself and then you let it go? What's next? What's next? Your freedom. Of course it is. You're free. You're no longer attached. That's where we create freedom. This is how you create the safety from within. This is the self-love game. You've just created a brand new story, and what happened in that moment was you lost yourself in them, in the external, in the situation, the story. You began to spiral, and then the shadow wanted to go darker and darker and darker, and then you got the shadow and you said, fuck that, you're coming to the light with me, and we're going to sit with this and we're going to face it. And I love tapping. I just love tapping. I'm just like, okay, I feel really insecure. And then use your breath. Use the breath to move it. You'll find it's always, for me, and 9 out of 10 women that I work with, it's always in the womb. So just use the breath. And let yourself cry. Don't then start blocking the tears and like feeling stupid. That's another thing. Like, don't start telling yourself like stupid and stuff. Be so loving to yourself. Like, this is just your inner child bringing up her insecurities and her fears that you're not acknowledging because you're looking over there and you're seeking over there. And she's like, oh, come to me, please. And that's all that's happened. That will change your life. If you embody that practice in every single area of your life, no matter how big or small, what the circumstances, what the experience is, I swear to God, come back to me in a week's time of doing that consistently for a week and watch how different your nervous system is once you are able to be the safe space for you. It is absolute, like, honestly, it happened a lot to me with my ex, yeah. Well, that was always my story. That's why Spirit gave me that fucking example. I thought, why is this example of Instagram and bikini pictures coming up? That was always my story with men. It was. I was that girl who would always be triggered by my boyfriend's name under, like, OnlyFans models pictures. What type of men was I going with? But what wounded me was attracting those type of men. Freedom is the best, and freeing yourself from what no longer serves you. Yeah, but we can also get trapped in the story of it is serving me because we protect it by not looking at it. So that's why we've got to go inwards and sit with it and give those steps alone are life-changing. That's what's being required for every wound that comes up, every shadow that wants to be faced, every part of you that wants just you to love you. That's it. That's how I see my shadows. I don't see them as like shame and embarrassment and oh my God, no. I'm just like, that part of me just wants more love. She just wants a deeper connection. That's all it is. And that's what doing the work does. When you're consistently doing the work, you're just coming closer and closer and closer and closer to you. And then what that does is creates a safety with your inner child. And then your inner child is like, okay, she's not actually just a talker here. She's not just like saying she's doing the work. She's not just like doing trends for TikTok and Instagram and just like talking the talk. She's actually showing up for us. And the only way to do that is through being in it with yourself, instead of wanting to reach out of there. And listen, I am so big. You'll never, ever, ever, no matter how, like the last 5 years, if you've known me, and no matter where I am on my journey, I'm so big on working with a mentor or a healer because they're your blind spot. like Fab's on here now, who's my one-to-one, and she says it to me all the time, like, she's done a lot of work, so self-aware, but I'm her blind spot. And I say to her, my energy healer is my blind spot. I'm so big on working with people who can see what we can't see when doing the work. I don't think I'd be able to do the work otherwise, to be honest. I actually couldn't. And again, you know, not everybody can afford to work with mentors and stuff. I couldn't. 5 years ago, I didn't have any money, so that's why I joined the memberships. I fucking love a membership. I do. I'm not in one at the minute because I'm actually having a terrible time, right? I joined a membership last year, and I signed up for 6 months in December, and it's like £250 a month, which is a lot. But she is like a multi-millionaire. She is like next level. But it's a lot when mine's only £33. Hello. So, but anyway, I wanted to work with her, and she's like 20 grand to work with. So I was like, right, the next best thing to get access to it is a membership. So we signed up, and I signed a 6-month contract, right? And I think it's like $255 a month, and that was in December. And then last month she introduced this thing, right, where basically, if you've got any questions, she's created this system with AI where she's like built this AI system which knows her and all of her answers and what she believes in, and she's called it like her, so she's called it Kathleen. So Ask Kathleen, it's called. This new system's called Ask Kathleen. So then you go onto the app and you type in your question. So I'd be like, I've just been triggered because I've seen my ex-boyfriend, my boyfriend, like a bikini picture, and I've lost my head. So and then this robot, which, let's have it right, it is a robot, no matter how you train it. It's a robot, it's not got a fucking heart space, answers you back. And then that's the membership, and then she does a live sessions twice a month. But I signed up when she didn't have this system. She was answering the questions, so she would do a session where you'd be able to ask her questions and she would answer. I want to talk to a human. I might as well just go on ChatGPT for free. So that was my argument, and I was like, I'm just not aligned with your membership, and it's not bad what she's doing. All the other women love it. Like, they're like, you've got consistent access to this Ask Kathleen robot. I'm not into that. It's not for me. So I didn't sign up to the membership that you're offering me today. I don't like working with ChatGPT. I don't like it. And it's not that it's bad or anything. It's just not for me. I like working with humans. I do. I like being felt. I like being met in my depth. I like when they can give me. I like working with people who don't work by a script. And in the moment, they'll just access the answers. I love intuitive people. And that's how I work. It's like me. Do you know what it's like? It's like all my girls in my membership joining up to do live Sundays with me. And we're all in a group chat and I do challenges. And they've constantly got access to me. Like, they're always voice noting me. Stuff's going on outside of the membership. And they'll voice note me. And it's like me saying, oh, just go to ChatGPT. I've changed my membership now. I'm offering Ask Catherine. I'm not available for that anymore. I would expect them to be, some of them, not all of them, but I would expect the ones who are like doing the real work and working intuitively and in the feminine and want to work with humans. I would expect them to be, Catherine, your new membership's no longer aligning with me. I'm going to leave. So anyway, she's taking me to fucking court, is the point of the story, because I broke the contract. And I'm like, who's actually broke the contract though? Because you're now offering a membership that I don't want to be in. I signed up to a membership where I could access you, and now you're putting me onto a robot. So I don't know where to stand with it. I think I need to get legal advice because she's fucking on it. So yeah, that's where I'm at with my membership. So I'm looking for a new membership. If anyone knows how you actually work with a person, not a robot. I did one with Alex Tripod, Manifest AI, and I couldn't connect with it, but it did say some truth. Yeah, I've seen that with that Alex. She looks gooder, doesn't she, the lesbian? She does look good. I wouldn't work with the AI thing. I'd do her. She does a program, doesn't she? Oh my god, that's bad. I know, I'm fuming. I'll be your representative in court. Fuck off, fab. You'll get me arrested. You'll get me in the fucking cells. Oh, funny. But yeah. But with my membership, by the way, just like to add this in, there's no contract. If you want to leave, you can leave. I get women who leave and then they come back. And then they leave and then they come back. Things happen in life and then they come back, and that's how I want it. I love freedom. I don't like being tied down. I don't like being controlled. I don't like being told what to do. Like, you have to do this, you have to do that. I don't like it. I actually don't like it. So actually, as I'm just speaking here, that was a lesson for me moving forward. I'll get into my next membership where I'm not in a contract. I'm not into contracts. Unless, like, I'm signing up to work with somebody. That's a different thing, isn't it? But in terms of, like, yeah, like, why would you take me to court? Just let me leave. Just let me fucking leave. Oh, hi, Kerry. I didn't know you was on, my darling. What type of contract? I don't fucking know what type of contract it was, Kerry. You know what I'm like? I just signed it. I just signed up and I signed it. And basically, $2.50 subscription comes out every month. And that's that. And now I'm going to court. So, yeah, I'll keep you all updated. Right, this is a sign from above that I need to go. But, right, it's ended up being like 90 minutes. I thought it was only going to be an hour. But, yeah, girls, I really hope that technique that I've just taught you, which is so easy, and I've just made it up as I've gone along, and that was the title that I've titled it, which is Catching Yourself in Real Time. I just titled it that. It's been life-changing for me. It's been life-changing for my clients. I trust it. I believe it so much. That's all that's been required of you. You're just being asked to feel the feelings and then hold that space for yourself instead of running away from yourself. And like I say, at my event on Saturday, I am going to do a big session around it. Big session. Right, my loves, I am gonna love yous and leave yous, and I will, I'll upload this to my YouTube when I get off this, and for those who want the link to Saturday, just send me a little message. I'm going to put it in the group chat for the girls in the membership who asked about it. And also hope, if you're still on, my darling, anyone in my membership gets a free ticket with the ticket that they buy. So basically buy one, get one free. So you buy a ticket and then you get to gift somebody a ticket. So you can gift it to anyone, but it has to be female. Oh my god, someone in my membership bought one the other day, and she's got a hotel because she lives in London. She voice noted me and she was like, "Hi, I've just booked the hotel. Me and my husband, no, me and my partner were so excited, can't wait to meet you, blah blah." And I listened to it and I thought, I hope she's a lesbian. So I had to voice note it back and I was like, "Can I just make sure that your partner is a woman?" And then she voice noted back and she was like, "No, it's my husband." And I was like, "No?" I was like, "You can't invite your husband." I was like, "It's a women only event." And she was like, "Oh, I just thought you meant you just gifted, you get a ticket and you can gift one for free to anyone." And I was like, anyone if the female. And I thought, oh my god, I need to be more precise with like who you can bring. Do you know what I mean? Imagine if a man turns up, oh my god, I'd die. I would actually die. When's your next event, sweetie? Saturday? Literally this Saturday, I can't believe it, at the rugby stadium in Widnes. There's 6 tickets left. So if you want one, come and join us. And what else was I going to say then? That was it. I'm just going to go on now, aren't I? Because this is what I do. This is what I do all the time in membership. But thank you so much, everyone who came. And yeah, message me if you want to come the event. And I'll speak to you all soon.